Unlucky. Despite their efforts, they felt consistently unlucky. Upright. The vase stood upright on the mantelpiece. Upward. The balloon floated upward into the sky. Utility. The new tool had a variety of utility functions. Tame. The zookeeper worked to keep the animals tame and approachable. Telegraph. In the past, people used the telegraph to send messages over long distances. Tentative. She made a tentative decision, unsure of the consequences. Texture. The artist focused on capturing the intricate texture of the fabric. Thermometer. The nurse checked the patient's temperature using a thermometer. Thesaurus. A thesaurus is a helpful tool for finding synonyms. Thread. She carefully sewed the button using a thin thread. Tights. She wore black tights to stay warm in the cold weather. Timber. The logging industry is involved in harvesting timber. Tolerate. It's important to tolerate different opinions and perspectives. Toward. The path led toward the scenic mountain view. Translation. Accurate translation is crucial for understanding foreign languages. Transparent. The glass was clear and transparent. Treaty. The two nations signed a peace treaty. Tremble. The ground began to tremble as the earthquake started. Tropical. The vacation destination had a tropical climate. Tulip. The garden was filled with colorful tulips in the spring. Said. She said that she would be here by noon. Sank. The ship hit an iceberg and eventually sank. Satisfactory. The completed project received a satisfactory review. Saucer. The teacup was placed on the matching saucer. Sauna. Many people enjoy relaxing in a hot sauna. Saw. He grabbed a saw to cut through the wooden plank. Scarlet. She wore a stunning dress in a vibrant shade of scarlet. Scholar. The distinguished scholar was invited to speak at the conference. Scissors. The scissors were sharp and precise for cutting. Scold. The teacher had to scold the students for being disruptive. Scramble. The climbers had to scramble up the steep slope. Scrape. Be careful not to scrape the car against the wall. Seafood. The restaurant specialized in fresh and delicious seafood dishes. Seaside. The quaint cottage was located by the picturesque seaside. Selective. The university has a selective admissions process. Sensual. The music had a sensual rhythm that captivated the audience. Shilling. In the past, the shilling was a common unit of currency. Sideways. The car slid sideways on the icy road. Simultaneous. The dancers performed a simultaneous routine. Singular. The noun was in its singular form. Skeleton. The museum displayed the skeleton of a dinosaur. Skyscraper. The city skyline featured a tall and modern skyscraper. Slang. Every generation has its own unique slang. Sieve. She used a sieve to sift the flour for baking. Sled. The children rode the sled down the snowy hill. Slender. The model had a tall and slender figure. Softly. The breeze whispered softly through the trees. Solemn. The ceremony had a solemn atmosphere. Sprinkle. She decided to sprinkle some sugar on top of the cookies. Squirrel. The playful squirrel leaped from branch to branch. Stationery. The desk was organized with pens, paper, and other stationery. Stimulate. The professor's lecture aimed to stimulate critical thinking. Comprehend. It takes time to fully comprehend complex concepts. Comprehensive. The report provided a comprehensive overview of the project. Compute. The computer is designed to quickly compute complex calculations. Consist. A healthy diet should consist of a variety of food groups. Construct. The builders worked hard to construct the new bridge. Consultation. The doctor scheduled a consultation with the patient. Cucumber. The salad was made with fresh cucumber slices. Cuisine. The restaurant offered a diverse and delicious cuisine. Subscribe. Many people subscribe to online streaming services. Accelerate. Pressing the gas pedal causes the car to accelerate. Advertise. Companies often advertise their products to attract customers. Wallpaper. She chose a floral pattern for the bedroom wallpaper. Waterfall. The hike led to a breathtaking waterfall. Attain. With hard work, you can attain your goals. Avail. Make the most of the resources available to you. Boast. He liked to boast about his accomplishments. Confectionery. The shop specialized in handmade confectionery. Dazzle. The jewelry's sparkle managed to dazzle everyone in the room. Debris. After the storm, the beach was covered in debris. Deteriorate. If not properly maintained, metal can deteriorate over time. Dexterity. Playing the piano requires a certain level of manual dexterity. Dining room. The family gathered in the elegant dining room for dinner. Disclose. The company was hesitant to disclose its financial information. Disobedience. Disobedience to rules can lead to consequences. Dispel. The speaker tried to dispel myths about the topic. Earphones. She plugged in her earphones to listen to music. Extinguish. Firefighters worked quickly to extinguish the flames. Eyeshadow. She applied a subtle shade of blue eyeshadow. Fur. The forest was dominated by tall fir trees. Heaviness. The heaviness of the backpack made the hike challenging. Hemisphere. The equator divides the Earth into the northern and southern hemispheres. Herald. The ringing bells heralded the arrival of the king. Hoarse. After shouting at the concert, her voice became hoarse. Hospitable. The hosts were warm and hospitable to their guests. Hyphen. Use a hyphen to join words or separate syllables. Hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is pretending to have beliefs or virtues that one does not possess. Ignition. The car's ignition system failed, preventing it from starting. Incite. The speech aimed to incite positive change in the community. Enclose. The letter was carefully enclosed in the envelope. Incorrect. Please correct any incorrect information in the report. Instruct. The teacher will instruct the students on the new material. Integral. All parts are integral to the functioning of the machine. Intestine. The intestine is part of the digestive system. Invoice. The company sent an invoice for the services rendered. Jug. She poured water from the jug into a glass. Junction. The road led to a busy junction with multiple exits. Lard. Traditional recipes often call for cooking with lard. Lavish. The party featured a lavish spread of food and decorations. Laziness. Laziness can hinder personal and professional growth. Lever. He used a long lever to lift the heavy object. Libel. Publishing false information can lead to a libel lawsuit. Lyrical. The poet's work was known for its beautiful and lyrical language. Malice. Intentions fueled by malice can lead to harm. Mammal. A dolphin is an example of a marine mammal. Marmalade. She spread orange marmalade on her toast. Merge. The two companies decided to merge for greater efficiency. Miser. The old man was known as a miser for his frugal lifestyle. Mistrust. Mistrust between parties can hinder collaboration. Monarchy. In a monarchy, the ruler is usually a king or queen. Muse. The artist found inspiration from his muse. Mute. He pressed the mute button to silence the TV. Narrative. The novel had a compelling and intricate narrative. Nostril. Take a deep breath through your nostrils. Notorious. The criminal was notorious for his daring heists. Naught. In the digital age, 0 is often represented as naught. Nourish. Healthy foods help nourish the body. Oblivion. Over time, the once popular song faded into oblivion. Obscure. The artist chose to paint in an obscure style. Ointment. Apply the healing ointment to the affected area. Emission. The report contained an important omission. Orchard. The apple trees in the orchard were in full bloom. Owing. The business struggled with debts owing to various creditors. Pamper. She decided to pamper herself with a relaxing spa day. Parsley. The chef garnished the dish with fresh parsley. Pastime. Reading has always been a favorite pastime for her. Pat. He gave the dog a gentle pat on the head. Patron. The artist was grateful for the support of each patron. Pavement. They strolled along the sunlit pavement by the park. Peasant. The story depicted the life of a humble peasant. Plausible. The explanation seemed plausible given the circumstances. Predatory. The owl's eyes had a predatory gleam in the moonlight. Predominant. The predominant color in the artwork was blue. Proficient. After years of practice, she became proficient at playing the piano. Proverb. The wise elders shared an ancient proverb with the group. Repel. Certain scents can repel insects. Reside. They currently reside in a cozy cottage by the lake. Ridicule. Bullying often involves hurtful ridicule. Rigorous. The training program was rigorous but effective. Robust. A healthy diet contributes to a robust immune system. Seaweed. The beach was strewn with colorful seaweed. Semicolon. Use a semicolon to connect closely related independent clauses. Situated. The hotel was conveniently situated near popular attractions. Skier. The mountain resort attracted many avid skiers. Slum. Efforts are underway to improve living conditions in the slum. Smith. The skilled blacksmith crafted intricate designs. Snail. The garden was visited by a slow-moving snail. Superb. The performance received a superb review from critics. Surname. A surname is often passed down through generations. Yearly. They conducted a yearly assessment of their business. Witch. The old tale spoke of a mysterious witch in the woods. Charges. The lawyer explained the legal charges against the defendant. Smoke. The smell of smoke lingered after the fire was extinguished. According. According to the weather forecast, rain is expected tomorrow. Bob. He decided to bob his hair for a fresh new look. Lieutenant. The lieutenant led the troops into battle. Breathing. Deep breathing exercises help reduce stress. Disappointed. She felt disappointed when her plans fell through. Rip. The loud rip signaled a tear in the fabric. Begging. The child was caught begging for food on the street. Yourselves. Yourselves take care of yourselves during this difficult time. Baseball. Baseball is often referred to as America's favorite pastime. Testify. Witnesses were called to testify in the courtroom. Coma. The patient remained in a deep coma for weeks. Mansion. The old mansion was a grand and imposing structure. Personality. Each person has a unique personality. Commander. The military commander led the troops with authority. Buzz. The constant buzz of the bees filled the air. Surveillance. Surveillance cameras monitored the area for security. Woo. He tried to woo her with flowers and sweet gestures. Penthouse. The luxurious penthouse offered stunning city views. Sneaking. They were caught sneaking into the restricted area. Constable. The constable patrolled the streets to maintain order. Feeding. The zookeepers were responsible for the daily feeding of the animals. Courtroom. The intense atmosphere in the courtroom heightened as the trial began. Reverend. The reverend delivered a powerful sermon to the congregation. Enchantment. The forest held a mysterious enchantment for those who entered. Drunken. His drunken behavior at the party was embarrassing. Bullying. Schools aim to create a safe environment, free from bullying. Weasel. The cunning weasel skillfully maneuvered through the tall grass. Supreme. The dessert was a supreme delight, satisfying every sweet tooth. Maker. The artist considered himself a maker of emotions through his work. Haunted. The old mansion was said to be haunted by restless spirits. Footage. The documentary included captivating footage of wildlife in their natural habitat. Bogus. The police uncovered a scheme involving bogus documents. Autograph. Fans eagerly awaited the chance to get an autograph from their favorite celebrity. Spontaneous. The decision to take a road trip was spontaneous and exciting. Probation. The offender was placed on probation instead of serving jail time. Identical. The twins looked so similar. They could be mistaken for identical. Fist. He clenched his fist in frustration. Cooler. The drink was placed in the cooler to stay refreshingly cold. Banner. The city hung a celebratory banner for the upcoming event. Streak. The athlete had an impressive winning streak. Spectacular. The fireworks display was truly spectacular. Sector. The city was divided into different administrative sectors. Heroin. The dangers of heroin abuse are widely recognized. Having a positive mindset can influence your outlook on life. Fisher. The skilled fisher patiently waited for a good catch. Encouraging. Her words were encouraging and uplifting.